Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to learn algebra. Today is our lesson number 68. Lesson number 68. We are in the process of learning how to multiply. Day number 51 through 75 is where we are in the schedule. We are in the process of learning how to multiply algebraic expressions. Day number 68. We are asked to multiply 7/3 x cube y cube and 3/14 x squared y squared plus 9/21 xy cubed. So we're given these two algebraic expressions and we are asked to multiply them. In the second expressions we have two terms. In the second expression we have two terms. We have 3/14 x squared y squared, and then we have 9/21 x times y cubed. You notice something? 9/21, it can be reduced, and if we reduce it we'll have to do less work. We wanted to going around multiplying with huge numbers, by huge number that is. Let's divide the top and the bottom by 3 and let's reduce it. 9/21 is same as 3/7. So basically it's 3/7. We can do that, it's alright. And here there's nothing we can do. Here is 7/3. And this expression only has one term. This is it. And we have to multiply them. So let's do it then. So 7/3 x cubed y cubed times 3/14 x squared y squared plus 3/7. See, it became 3/7 x times y cubed. Now this is no different than having something like this. Let's pretend that this is P. Let's call this Q and let's call this R. So what we have is P times Q plus R. P times Q plus R is what we have. The first expression here, P, only has one term. This expression is only P, that's it, only one term, which is what this is, only one term. And then in the second expressions we have two terms, Q and R, except here they are a little bit more complicated. So we have to distribute P. So this is P times Q plus P times R, which is what we're going to do here. It's going to be 7/3 x cubed y cubed times this quantity right here, and then plus again this quantity times that quantity. That's what it is. And then we have to simplify it. It's tedious, but it's not difficult. But of course we have to learn it anyway because that's part of learning algebra. 7/3 x cubed y cubed times this guy here, 3/14 x squared y squared, and then plus again the same guy, 7/3 x cubed y cubed times this guy, 3/7. It has a plus sign in front of it, so I'm not writing it, and it's not necessary. When it's plus, we don't have to write it. That's all. So now we simply have to simplify it. So let's go ahead and do it. We're going to open this thing, we're going to simplify it, we're going to do whatever we have to do, but I need the room and I don't want to keep going down. So I'm going to erase the top part because we don't need it. We're done with the top part, we already have the question here. Alright, so first thing first, so we're going to take this quantity right here and you're going to multiply it by this quantity right here. Oh, actually we did that already. So that was this part. That was this part. And then we took this quantity right here and we multiplied it by this guy right here. And that is done here too. So now we have 7/3 x cubed y cubed times 3/14 x squared y squared. Let's multiply the numerical values first, the coefficient first. 7/3 and 3/14. 7/3 times 3/14 x cubed, right here is the x cubed, and x squared, x cubed y cubed times x squared y squared. So that's the first term. Now the second term. Plus 7/3 x cubed y cubed times x times y to the third. Now this 7 will cancel out with this 14 if you divide the top and the bottom by 2, and we'll end up with, and this 3 is going to go too, or this 3 cancels out with that 3. So we end up with 1/2. Now we could have shown the same work, here if you're up to it. If you can broke it, if you can tolerate it, if you can handle it, if you can like I said, if you can handle it, if you can endure it, if you can stomach it. Here we go. So instead of doing it like this in a baby bear, but bringing them together and doing them, you can do it from here. This 7 cancels out with this 14 twice, and this 3 takes out that 3. So it's just, here we have just 1/2 is what we have here left, 1/2. Let's learn this word brook. I said that we could have done it here instead of putting them together and showing the work in a childish way. We could have done all the work here if you can handle it, if you can brook it, if you can tolerate it, if you can endure it, if you can stomach it. I'm looking at my list of the words to see when we learned the word brook. Brook has two meanings. Of course, everybody knows the first meaning of the word brook, as in the body of water. The second meaning of the word brook is how I used it in the context just now, which is to brook something, to brook something means to be able to tolerate it, to handle it, to endure it, to stomach it. It was day number 4 that we learned this word brook. KeshwaniPrep-vocab-day 4. If you type in this tag, KeshwaniPrep-vocab-day 4, you will learn the word brook along with some other interesting word, hopefully. Just like the video that you're watching right now on algebra, I have videos on vocabulary on the YouTube if you want to improve your vocabulary, and I have videos to help you learn geometry if you're interested in that. Now back to our work. I'm done with those things. So the word was brook, if you can brook it. Same thing is going to go on here. Oh, we left out something. We left out 3/7 here. We have x times y cubed, but no 3/7. Bloody hell. 3/7. But that defeats the purpose because I wanted to write them together. Let's start this thing. Hold. So we have plus 7/3 times 3/7, and then x cubed y cubed times x y cubed. Again, if you could handle it, if you could brook it, we could have done the work here. Even though they are far apart, it doesn't matter. Everything is being multiplied here. So this 7 is going to take out that 7, and this 3 is going to take out this 3. So we're left with just 1. It's just 1. We don't have to do anything. So all of this takes out that guy, and this takes out this guy. So what we're left with here is x cubed times x, which is x to the 4th, and y cubed times y cubed, which is y to the 6th. So that's all that is left here, this part, plus whatever that reduces to. Again, I need the room, it's getting too crowded, so I'm going to take out this guy. We don't need it. Now let's work on this guy. This one was 1/2 1/2, and then here we have x cubed and x squared, which gives us x to the 5th, and then we have y cubed and y squared. Y cubed times y squared is going to give us y to the 5th. Y to the 5th plus x to the 4th and y to the 6th. That's our final answer. That is the answer, final answer to the whole thing. 1/2 x to the 5th, y to the 5th plus x to the 4th, y to the 6th. That's it. That's your answer. And that was the end of that problem. Today is day number 68. I'm going to do 2 more examples just like these on 69 and 70, on day number 69 and 70. And then for the next 5 days, 71 through 75, we're going to learn to multiply algebraic expressions of such a nature that when you finish multiplying them together, what arises at the end is what is known as a quadratic equation. We will not learn how to solve the quadratic equation at that point, but at least we'll develop a quadratic equations on day number 71 through 75. That will be the end of the topic of how to learn to multiply algebraic expressions. And over the next 25 days, 76 through 100, we'll learn how to divide algebraic expressions and so on. And then we go on to linear equations and then the word problem. Alright? I will see you tomorrow on day number 69.